Hey everyone, welcome back to the Better Arizona Show. I'm Sarah Carlstrom. The school year is winding down, and now parents, it's time for you to start thinking about college, whether it's in 3 months or 3 years from now. That is why we're here with Sarah Boder. She's the Executive Vice President of Operations here at Grand Canyon University. And again, when we start thinking about college, I know with me, because I have kids, I keep thinking, so much money. I mean, that's what people are worried about. What do you do at Grand Canyon University to help parents kind of take a business aspect to college?
Well, we do a couple of things. First and foremost, we're very committed to keeping the price of a college education, especially a private Christian college education, affordable. The average student on campus only pays $7,800 per year for tuition. If you're familiar with the cost of what other universities are, you find that we're very affordable.
Well, I think too, cost is very important to parents. They want their kids to get the best education, but price certainly plays a big factor in this. Now, right about this time of year, some kids are getting their acceptance letters from college,
yes.
Right? What do parents need to be thinking about when they review those with their kids?
I think the most important thing to do is make sure you take the time to understand the information. Oftentimes, parents and students go right to the bottom of the letter to see how much money they have to come up with out of pocket. That's very dangerous because each school packages a certain amount of loans in there, and so they can sometimes or overlook the loan package part of it and end up borrowing more than they intended.
Really? How do parents know how to do that? I mean, that's kind of a foreign thing. And if this is your first child going to college, how would you know how to do it?
There's a formula I like to use. It's called the net price. You simply look at all expenses first. Then you subtract all forms of institutional aid. These are forms of aid that are only valid at that school. So subtract, don't consider loans, don't consider any federal grants, just look at that net price. If you compare that across all schools, then you'll make a wise financial choice.
And Grand Canyon University is a private school, and the tuition, though, is in line with universities that are not private.
That's correct. Arizona State University, for example, somewhere in the $10,000 range, and our, as I mentioned earlier, average student pays about $7,800 in tuition. It's usually shocking for people. We have a very attractive institutional aid program that brings down the cost quickly, so it's worth investigating.
Okay, so if people haven't heard a lot about Grand Canyon University before, or maybe they haven't seen the campus, what can they expect to see if they come out here?
Lots of growth and expansion. If you haven't been to the campus in a couple of years, I highly recommend coming for a visit. 80% of our square footage is less than 5 years old. We have 2 brand new dorms going up, a 4-story union. It's very exciting. We're expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 to 9,000 students on campus in the fall.
Tell me a little bit about some of the programs you offer here. What is Grand Canyon University known for?
We're primarily known for our education and nursing programs. Our nurses score extremely high on their state board exams, and I believe it's the highest in the state. So we get a lot of nursing students here. We also get a lot of pre-med majors because in our program, one of the only undergraduate programs that allows students to work on cadavers.
Now, Sarah, now's the time a lot of students are getting their college award letters in the mail. What are those exactly, and what do parents need to look for?
That's a letter you get from the university that just helps to outline for you how much it's going to cost and how much aid you've received to help cover the costs. Parents and students get confused because they like to go to the bottom of that letter and see how much their out-of-pocket expense is going to be. And if they only look at that, they could make a poor choice. You really want to look at something that I call the net price, which is the total amount, the total expenses it costs to attend that university, subtracting from that all the institutional aid that the student receives from that university. Institutional aid is something unique to that school. So if I go to a different school, I won't get that. That gives you the net price. If you compare based on net price, you will not overborrow and you will not overspend.
If you want some more information, of course, like Sarah mentioned, you can go to their website at gcu.edu. All right, thanks for the information. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, the Better Arizona Show. We'll be right back.